Oh man, listen, I guess I was sleeping when they spoiled these, but I sleep at least 14 hours a day, man. I'm like a cat. When I'm awake, I'm a machine. I'm full of hunger and grace, but I need many naps, brother. So here we have 5 secret lairs. This is the first time I'm looking at them. You guys might not have seen these, or you might want to hear a hot take, alright? But I'm going to give you my first impressions, and as always, it's free to subscribe, it's free to like and comment, and that helps the channel tremendously. Many thanks to the strong, virile, and beautiful patrons out there, and the subscribers. These dudes keep me fueled with an IV drip slurry of Mountain Dew and blended hot chips to make videos all day until nap time. Now I'm going to go through these 5 secret lairs, alright? And I'm going to give my opinion on this whole thing at the end. Here we go. This whole thing starts off with the Black Panther, Wakandan King. So this guy's green-white, legendary creature, human noble hero. It's a 2/2, has first strike, has Survey the Realm. Whenever this guy or another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target land you control. And then he's got the Mine Vibranium. I don't know if he's saying it's mine or he's mining it. 3, move all counters, +1 counters from target land you control on the target creature. If one or more +1 counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. Alright, listen, this is a powerful 2-mana commander with a pretty diesel ability that draws cards. This is a counters deck, and all these effects that double counters or add +1 counters are going to be doubly diesel. Just keep in mind, you have to read the cards. Hardened Scale says if one or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on instead. But Kami Whispered Hope says if one or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a permanent you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on that permanent instead. So if you're tossing counters on a land, you toss 2. Then back onto a creature with Black Panther's ability, you toss 3 with the Kami, but you only get 2 with the Hardened Scales. There are so many of these effects right now, just toss all of them in, brother. Primal Vigor, that's included in this drop. Doubles counters and +1 tokens for everybody. Also of note here, the Black Panther's first ability doesn't care if tokens are entering or real cards. Secure the Waste is in there too, which is an efficient, scalable token creator. You also have a generic green staple, especially for wide boards, in Heroic Intervention. There you go, man. Black Panther's gross. It's pushed. It's neat. I like it as a commander, even if it's a generic +1/+1 counters commander. And next up, you have Captain America First Avenger. So this guy is red, white, and blue. Legendary creature, human soldier hero. It's a 4/4. Everybody's making a big deal that the colors are reordered. It's like, oh, okay, calm down, it's fine. He has Throw, 3. Unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. He also has Catch. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. Oh my god, I love this thing. This speaks to my Voltron heart, my love of equipment strategies. I love this guy. 3 mana is pretty cheap for a direct damage ability. Get something like Argentum Armor out there, get a free equip. It's a tight commander, man. I like this guy. I mean, you got these non-combat damage doublers like Solfim, who can also carry equipment. He's a big dude. You also have white equipment staples like Pure Steel Paladin. All that fun stuff too, man. Excellent colors for an equipment commander. And speaking of which, Sigarda's 8 is in there, which is great to throw a surprise into combat. Cheat equip costs. Great card, man. Generically useful card number 2. Flawless Maneuver. Sure, throw a free spell in there. Beef up the value of the secret lair. You got it, man. You also get the shield. You throw that shield around in Fortnite, brother. You get the Sword of War and Peace. We all know what this thing does, man. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has protection from red and white. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, Sword of War and Peace deals damage to that player equal to the number of cards in their hand. And you gain 1 life for each card in your hand, has equipped for 2. Great card. These swords are all pretty nice in equipment decks. Overall, the captain is a pretty nice commander. Reminds me of Sir Gwyn a little bit. It's kind of an equal power level, I would say, but the mana cost is pushed down to 3 mana. It's a little pushed, man. Just a little bit, Wizards. Alright, take it easy, man. And then we have Iron Man, the Titan of Innovation. So this guy's 3, blue and a red. Legendary creature, human hero. It's a 4/4, has flying and haste. This guy's a genius industrialist, just like Elon Musk. Not really, dude. Whenever Iron Man attacks, create a token, a treasure token. Then you may sacrifice a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value. Put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. It's kind of nuts, man. This guy has haste, so you can start getting combo pieces the turn he comes down. It's kind of a birthing pod for artifacts and solid artifact colors. Tying it to an attack trigger powers it down a little bit, but even if you don't lean into combo, it makes such a solid value commander. Right in the lair here you have 2 targets, Soul Ring, his little prosthetic heart thing, and Commander's Plate, which are both super solid cards. Commander's Plate is like $30 right now. Inventor's Fair is in there too, pretty solid $10 card. And of course, in these colors, you also have the best artifact recursion out there, man. I think Iron Man can be really spiky, or you can go generic value as well. I don't know, it's solid. But unlike Captain America and Black Panther, this guy costs a balanced 5 mana. Now be warned, this card is busted. Storm, Force of Nature. 1 green, blue, and a red. Legendary creature, mutant hero. It's a 3/4. Has flying and vigilance. Has the Ceaseless Tempest. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. Oh god, dude, come on, man. It's got flying, teamer colors, just granting whatever Storm is busted in half, man. This is Narset turns level nonsense. Just pack the extra turns in there, play solitaire for a few hours. You can give her double strike. She's getting double the Storm. Storm is additive, you know, so if you have double strike on this thing, you get 2 instances of Storm on the next instant or sorcery spell you cast. Jessica's Will is in there too. Imagine getting 3 copies of this. That's the floor on Jessica's Will in a Storm deck, man. Manamorphose is also in there with the classic X-Men art. The art on all these cards is nuts. The character is front and center there. You know, this is busted. Good luck if you face this, man. It's going to be an absolutely brutal commander. Remove on sight, which is a shame, dude, because it's a gorgeous card. I want to look at it some more. The subject, the framing. It's a Magali Villeneuve classic out there. It's one of those cards that everybody just scoops from boredom on turn 5, watching the Storm player go off for 25 minutes, and then they kind of admonish you with their eyes. You know, they're just going to stare at you like an angry dog for, you know, the remainder of your game there. Just go get ice cream, brother. Hopefully Storm has everything resolved by the time we get back. Wolverine, the best there is, bub. 1 red and a green, legendary creature, mutant berserker hero. It's a 2/2. This guy has unrivaled lethality. Double all damage Wolverine would deal. At the beginning of each end step, if this guy dealt damage to another creature this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Also has 1 and a green, regenerated. Alright, this guy's a fight and bite commander. Gruel all the way, man. And then he gets Bear. All those +1 counters, increasing cards I mentioned are great with this guy too. The fact that he regenerates is solid. A 2/2 for 3 mana, you know, it's fair. You ain't storming off with this guy turn 3 or something. This is good old-fashioned combat, fighting and biting and Voltron silliness. I have to highlight Berserk here. Such a classic card that gets very rare reprints. It's a game ender if your commander's big enough, but it costs like $20. Very flavorful card, because we all know Logan's got that Berserker barrage. Rite of Passage, Rhythm of the Wild. These are both excellent cards for a fighting and biting deck. I don't know who Lady Wolverine is here, you know, I missed that version. Probably that little clone from the movie, I don't know, man. I just know that she reminds me of an ex-girlfriend I had who actually stabbed me with a barbecue fork. Love this thing, the Ailith. So this is 1 generic mana, adamantium bonding tank out there. It's a legendary artifact. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ailith. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if the Ailith has counters on it, you may remove all counters from the Ailith, put it on a target creature. This is a $30 banger out of one of my favorite sets, Ikoria, which is a Monster Hunter ripoff kind of from 2020, man. Anyways, in a counters deck, this card rips, man. You can't underestimate how useful this card is for 1 freaking mana. I love the art too, man. Too bad they blurred out the wiener. I mean, we're all adults here. We can see Wolverine's hot dog, man. You know, the artist drew it too. That version is in a locked room in P. Diddy's basement, I bet you, right as we speak. Overall, Wolverine is a great card. I dig it. It's flavor over overpowered nonsense, and I appreciate that. So here we go, rant time. So how about the fact that there are now limited numbers of secret lairs? You want to get your hands on this? Guess what, man? You're not gonna. You won't be able to get this. You're gonna be at the mercy of scalpers. People are gonna have Autobots out there buy up all these, and you're never gonna see them, man. The fact that these are mechanically unique sucks so bad. We all know it sucks. They're held hostage. You can't get them elsewhere. It's just a giant bummer. You know, but guess what, man? It's cool that they exist, because you can just proxy up a nice quality card for about $1. Put whatever your favorite comic book art is on it, man. Put that sweet Storm art on there. Keep the Magalia art on there if you want. and you're all set. Just print out one of those. I mean, this is a casual format played with bros digitally or around the kitchen table, so the FOMO scalper nonsense that they're forcing us into, apparently for our own good, that's what they say. You can just skip all that. Limited quantities, while supplies last. It's just printing money for them direct to the consumer, and you better buy it quick. I hate that's what it's become, man, but I just protest with my wallet, man. I ain't buying these. Listen, you can get an entire commander deck for the price of one of these secret lairs, $40 or so. You can get Silent Hill 2 for the price of 2 of these, or half a damn PS5 for the price of all 4 of these, man. Then you have to go build a deck. You have to tell your fiance that you got to take her engagement ring to the pawn shop so you can play Wolverine with your buddies. Anyways, man, that's my hot take on these things. These cards are cool. They're cool cards. Too bad you'll have to spend $1 billion to get them. It's upsetting, man. It is. It's a shame because they're thematically pretty sweet. All these lairs have cards that go really well together. They all go in their commander's deck. But, what are you going to do, man? What you're going to do is you're going to be kind, rewind, be nice to each other, brother. That is the way. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.